Let's go.
There's a local fab shop here in Minneapolis called Patience Metal Fab.
Yeah.
They do all sorts of stuff, but their roll cage work. If I had fuck you money, I'd be paying those guys to build my ass a new roll cage in our car. Like it is phenomenal the work that they do. They're putting a cage right now in a hold on real quick. You put the wing back, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I think I reloaded the set. Yeah, identical to baseline.
Okay.
Check. You are full of fuel and you're at 7 degrees rear wing.
What fuel or what gear stack do you have in it?
I believe it's IMSA short. Yep.
Okay.
IMSA short.
All right. Cool.
It's telling me it's identical to the one that you threw in.
Okay, gotcha. But no, they their cages are absolutely amazing. They're building a cage for an S2000 right now, and I'm looking at it, and it's like S2000s are small cars.
Yeah, they really are.
But I'm looking at it, and I was like, dude, I could fit in that roll cage. Like, days inside of that thing. Like, holy crap!
I've always wondered what that process looks like of outfitting a car with a cage. 'Cause I remember when I was car shopping a couple of years ago now, and when I was thinking about getting a car that I could take out to a track for just an amateur track day.
The track temp is 26 Celsius.
One of the things we were seeing pretty consistently was like, yeah, if you have a convertible, most of the track day rules state that you have to have a cage in it.
99 in the left lane.
Cage or at least a rollover structure.
Yeah.
I know there's the one organization here where they do their track days. The speeds aren't high enough, so they can get away without requiring it. But like SCCA Track Night in America, they'll require it. But some convertibles, like I think the newer Miatas have like a built-in rollover structure. I think.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me.
We need to catch car number 99.
We built our cage in our car, and it was... I got lucky that the buddy I was building it with had built a cage before. So we weren't going in totally blind. He had built a cage in an essentially identical car. But it was a lot of effort, but it was nice because we were able to like... Okay, here's where the seat's going to sit. Ben's going to be driving the car. He's the biggest dude on the team. So we need to make sure that he can get in and out of it. So we built the cage to suit us. I mean, if we would have sent it to a cage builder, I can guarantee you our door bars would be about 6 inches higher than what they are, which would make it a lot harder to get in and out of. Still legal, but at the same time, there's things I look at that cage and there's things that I would do differently. Just to make it a little safer, but...
Right.
Catch up to car number 99.
Take the NASCAR route, just put extra steel pieces everywhere, all over the car.
Well, the series that we ran with at the time, WRL, and most series have a rule, but they have a similar rule, but your roll cage, the purpose of your roll cage is only for safety. You can't build your roll cage with the intent to stiffen the chassis, even though it does. But you can't like add bracing specifically with the intent to stiffen your chassis. So what's really, really common for guys 99. To do on unibody cars is put in, like, they call them body plates, where if you've got an A-pillar tab or A-pillar tube that runs along the A-pillar of the car,
Catch up to car
you'll
number
physically
99.
attach the A-pillar with this like a sheet metal bracket through the length of the A-pillar. And it just adds more rigidity.
You need to close the
It
gap
also
to the guy
adds
ahead.
safety.
Yeah.
But the series we ran in, like, specifically said, don't do that. I'm like, that fucking sucks, because I want to do that. Like, I want to do it for safety reasons, but we weren't allowed to, and I kind of want to go back and do it, because we don't run with WRL anymore.
We need to catch up to car
Yeah,
number 99.
you guys swapped over, I guess, in mid-2020 when all the COVID restriction stuff got kind of threw everything for
Catch up to car
wacky.
number 99.
Well, so our last WRL race was shit. Hold on.
Yeah, all good. And I'm in the
Flora,
chopper,
green,
so I
green,
can see
green.
a good
2
little
litres
bit.
left. Left side. Hold your line.
Stay in it. You got a car to your left.
Still there.
You're all alongside.
Still there. Clear
Still
left.
there. One car off. There's a couple cars off. Rejoining. Everything's clean. Keep
Car
going.
left.
You got one guy looking.
Left side.
Oh,
right,
you
right
gotta
side's
be
clear.
kidding me.
Yellow flag. Car right. Clear right. We'll need to pit for repairs. We've had the black and orange flag. Nice start, mate. Well done. On your right. Clear right.
That was fucking irritating.
Car right.
I lifted because
Right
everybody
side's
else
clear.
did.
Yellow flag.
Still
Keep your
got
wits about you, mate. Car clear right.
Yeah, that was. I was watching the guy behind you, and I was about to make the call that he was going to do something stupid when
I can't drive this. I gotta tow.
That's fine.
Fuck me. Who was that?
Oh my God.
We got 2 minutes for the tow here. I'm watching.
It was the blue car that was, well, I got blue and trading paints that was behind you. Yeah, you lifted because all the hell going on ahead, and he just completely cleared us out.
Oh, that was the guy that I was holding up while I was trying to turn around, too. Fuck yeah. Who was that asshole? Who are the drivers here?
Gabriel Koto. We're broadcasting on team.
Day 20 car. Thanks for rear-ending me there, ruining our race before we even get to the freaking second corner. Fuck. Had that guy to the shit list.
My goodness, that.
Like everybody was slowing up. Like I was catching guys so fast because everybody was catching up.
Yeah, that was just way too aggressive by that guy. Like,
yeah.
I guess with this many cars, we should have started from the pits.
Probably. I mean, I thought we were far enough back. I thought we were going to be all right, but...
Well, and I think we would have been had this guy behind us not been that aggressive. I love how he hits you again. Like...
Yeah. Well, I was coasting back because it's like, okay, no one else is behind me. I'm going to just kind of coast back so I can turn around. Got about 30 seconds left on the tow. We'll see what happens.
It's going to be a stupid amount of repair after that.
Yeah, my steering wheel was 90 degrees.
I want to see what started happening ahead of us.
I'm guessing everybody checked up when that one guy rejoined.
The leader has just done a 144.6.
Yeah, there were a couple of people who ran wide. Including one guy who was just completely off frame. Or one guy who is disconnected to the point where I can't see any of his video before he's trying to rejoin.
We've got 25 minutes of repairs.
Yeah, so from what I'm seeing, there was one guy in a Porsche who had a bunch of connectivity issues, then rejoined, and as soon as he rejoined, even though it looked like there was no one in front of him, he just like slowed down and backed everyone up, and somebody got to the end of him and spun, and yeah, that's awful. All right, what you want to do, man? You want to wait on the repairs, or you want to go to bed, back to bed, or what?
I'm pissed off at this guy, so I have intentions of
Getting yourself
going
banned.
out and not taking him out, but like I'm gonna make it really fucking hard for him to get by me.
Okay. Sounds good.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
And then at that point, I don't know. I mean, if you wanna drive, if you don't, I mean, we're out of contention for a win for sure. Like we're out of contention for a good finish. We're gonna be like 15 laps down.
I think. Yeah, so there's just a bunch of people checking up. A couple of guys spun, and then yeah. I think let's see how if the car is even enjoyable to drive. That's kind of my thing with these GT3s. At some point, they're just no longer fun to drive them with the damage they have.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh my goodness. And after that, there's only 4 cars that are no longer on the lead lap.
Oh, dude, there was guys that wrecked that were like second or third.
Really? So it was that far up the... Wow.
Yeah, it was quite a ways up there.
Well, I guess that's why...
But that's why everybody checked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was... So the guy that was in... I guess I don't know how high up he would have been.
I'm going to try to go to the leader and watch the leader here.
I mean, it was like the guy that was in like 4th place overall. There were some cars that blinked, so I don't know. I'm getting cars that like show up out of nowhere, but
yeah, I'm getting a lot of blinking as well from it. Like I don't. Yeah, it's hard for me to tell how far up people were because of that, or because of all the blinking and whatnot that I've got going on.
dude, and the 20 car has like no freaking damage.
Yeah, I guess this is just us or sim racing getting even with us for how good of a run we had at Bathurst.
I know.
I feel like I should have expected as much.
So we're now only into optional repairs.
Okay.
The required repairs are done. We've got 25 minutes. We only had like 6 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that of required repairs. Should I go out and see how bad it is?
Yeah, if you want to give it a try. I will say I drove a car with 20 plus minutes of optional repairs on it at Bathurst a couple times, and it was wicked. Like I think I was probably 5 or 6 seconds off the pace.
Okay,
You can try it if you want to though. It's not going to make too much of a difference at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah. We'll try it.
All right, let me go live.
The pit exit looks clear.
Oh God, this is bad.
Well, don't tow. Like, you went out on the lap.
Marion,
You're committed to it now.
You've had a black flag. We'll need to come into the pits.
Oh, and I got damn it. I got a penalty for...
There's no hood.
Exit.
There's no hood on the thing. The front end's all crumpled. The right side's all crumpled.
Can you turn fuel and tires off on my pit stop?
This penalty.
Sure thing. Not even trying for the bus stop. I
You'll
love
need
it.
to give back the time gained.
I can't turn the wheel far enough.
Black flag. We'll need to pit to serve the penalty.
Well, running this one lap will gain us a couple of spots.
Yeah. Oh, the car looks so sad.
You've got 3 laps to serve this penalty.
Watch from the cockpit. I want
Venter
to see
is
how
now in the
what your
lead.
hands are doing. Oh yeah, you're at a 60-degree angle on the wheel.
Yeah, and the car's like moving constantly.
Yeah, the week of the races at Bathurst, I was doing everything that I could to not lose iRating. So I got this situation a couple times where I had to run like 15, 20 minutes of the race with, the wheel just cranked like that at Bathurst.
Jesus Christ.
Engage the limiter.
I don't understand how there aren't more cars on pit road after all that there. Oh, I guess there's more out there than I thought there was.
Where is our... Oh, I'm way up here. Yep, that was not enjoyable.
Come in to serve this penalty in the next 2 laps.
Just gonna get out of the car, turn the engine off.
Alright, we're now 3 laps down. Still showing us as 47th for some reason.
God damn it. Dude, what is it with Watkins Glen? Like, the same shit happened in the 6 hour last year.
Yeah, and I've... the first time I ever ran a Class A race was here at Watkins Glen. It was one of the European endurance or European sprint series, whatever, with the LMP1s, LMP2s, and the GT3s. And there was just I was in LMP2, and there were just a bunch of us in LMP2s there. And it's like everybody wrecked coming out of turn 1, and the track was blocked. And I remember coming on the radio, and I was like, is this just what Class A racing is like in general? Like I feel like I was in this naive state where I was hoping that once you get up to that highest level of like safety rating classification that it would just clean up the racing, and it didn't.
No, I did that week of Daytona. I was running some of the IMSA races just to practice, and I was running the LMP2 obviously, and this guy was. I was always starting in the back. So the race that I did only had like 10 LMP cars. And it had like 20 GT cars. Typically, the GT guys are cool and they leave a gap.
Right.
Well, what happened is the guy that was like second in GT was like, okay guys, let's leave a gap. The guy that was in first in GT was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So he started right on my bumper. And I let him go. I'm like, I'm not gonna race him because those GT cars have way more corner speed on cold tires.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna let him go. Not a big deal.
Yeah, and you know that if he's unwilling to leave a gap like that, then you just know he's gonna do something stupid to take himself out, right? Like,
Yeah, which
the two go hand in hand.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm on cold tires in a prototype. He blows by me into turn 1 and tries to pass the prototype that was in front of me, and they went side by side through the little like S thing after turn 1.
Yeah.
He was on the outside, and that LMP car on cold tires just slid out. He went flying through the grass. He never lifted, never lifted, and ended up taking out as he rejoined. He took out another prototype. And then the guy that was like second in GT saw all this happen and was like, good, that's what you get, fucker.
The internet is without compassion.
I know, it's great.
And in that case, the guy didn't deserve any to begin with.
What is this 20 car running for lap times right now? 46s? If I can run 46s, I'm going to follow him. Knock his clothes. If I can't, I'm going to wait for him. And I'm going to make it. I'm going to go, is it Andy Lally that all the prototype drivers keep passing? I'm going full on Andy Lally and making it really, really hard for this guy to pass me.
The thing that's kind of wild about this, like I'm watching I'm keyed in on most exciting, and like there's some decent clean racing happening around the track here up in like the top 10. We just, I should have realized, or I should have made the call for us to start from the pits when you told me what the SOF was. I think my general rule of thumb now is like, if the SOF is less than 2,000, I'm starting from the pits.
That thought crossed my mind of just saying, hey, let's start from the pits, but there was only really 2 cars that were behind us.
Yeah.
My head was like, we'll be all right. We're already at the back.
Right. Yeah.
But like when the 4th or 5th place car stacks up the field, and there's 40-some cars,
and the person behind you is the one idiot in the field.
Yeah, and you get one asshole that doesn't want to lift on the first lap of a 3-hour race.
Yeah, that was just way too aggressive. Yeah, well. And now you know Aaron's going to be laughing at us too for being up this early to do this. He may not vocalize it. He may not put a laughing emoji or anything in the team chat, but you know he's going to be.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm going to get so much shit done
today.
I took the afternoon off of work yesterday and came home, left the office at 1 o'clock, came home, made lunch, and was eating lunch and I was watching something on TV and ended up falling asleep. Took like a 30-minute nap. Woke up. Was like, oh, I got to finish this episode. And then I was like, I'll do dishes. And I did something else. And I was like, oh, fuck, it's 6 o'clock. Damn it.
Yeah, I think I told you. I think I got offline like 30 minutes or 20-30 minutes something before you sent that message in Discord. But yeah, I've got Monday off, so I'm looking forward to that. It's just a random day off. I'm the weirdo who if I'm looking to have a long weekend, I'm the guy who will not take off on Friday, but I will always take off the Monday instead.
Yeah, Mondays are always a disaster.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's also like if I'm taking off a day and I want to go out and do something somewhere, I'd rather go out and do something on Monday because there's even fewer people out and about than there are on Fridays.
Yeah, so a lot of our office is still work from home, but Fridays are usually, even when everybody was still in the office, like a lot of people were just out on Fridays. So Fridays were cool because you could get a lot of shit done if you worked because you didn't have anybody else bothering you for stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I completely. Well, I actually kind of had a Friday a little bit like that yesterday. I had a bunch of people on my teams out. But no, it's funny when closer towards once we got into the pandemic, we were there for a little while, and my company started announcing that they were going to allow people to go hybrid, even like long term, and do the 4 days a week in the office, 1 day a week at home. One of the other architects at my company was like, yeah, I feel like what this is really going to turn into is people are going to work 4/10s, and that's it. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I kind of agree with you, but let's also be honest. Not much shit gets done on Fridays already anyways when everyone's in the office. So it's not that much different to begin with.
Not a huge change.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I start this new job in a couple weeks, so I've been starting this week, and then all of really the next 2 weeks, I'm basically training the new guy, the guy that's replacing me. So I worked with him yesterday morning, and then I was like, you know what? I was like, I've got a bunch of stuff I could do, but like, it's going to be harder for me to take any time off the next 2 days. I looked at my PTO balance. I had a shitload of PTO, so I was just like, yeah, I'm out. Screw it.
Yeah, I can't blame you at all. That's kind of what I did with this coming up Monday. I was hoping COVID cases or the way they were settling around here in the South, I was hoping they'd be low enough come Monday for me and the family to actually go out somewhere and get to do something. But it looks like that's not going to happen after all.
Yeah,
we had 2 days at the beginning of last week that were like right at or just under 1,000, and that kind of gave me a very false sense of hope.
For the state?
Yeah, for the state.
Yeah. Our numbers have been dropping pretty slowly. I haven't checked in a while, but they've been dropping pretty steadily, which is good. But
yeah.
Minneapolis and St. Paul had a pretty strict mask policy for restaurants. They lifted that. There wasn't a mask thing. It was a vaccine thing. Like,
yeah.
If you were trying to eat at a restaurant in the city limits of St. Paul or Minneapolis, you had to have proof of vaccination or a negative test. And they just lifted that Monday or Tuesday of this week, which is good because the city was getting sued over it too.
Yeah, of course they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't fault the restaurants for suing, because there's a lot of people that just, even if they're vaccinated, don't want to show that card to go eat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was killing their business.
So did they put that in place for all dining, both indoor? Well, that's the thing I forget. I forget sometimes just how much more milder of a winter we have here than up that way. Because I was just thinking too. It's like one of the benefits we've got down here is it's a mild enough winter that like, well, yesterday was pretty chilly, but like we've had a couple days recently up in the 50s and 60s. Actually, I think we had 2 days in the 70s. Now, granted, one of those days was a severe weather day where I ended up taking shelter due to a tornado passing a few miles away from the house. But
oh shit!
Yeah, that's kind of that's you take what you can with the weather down in this area.
Yeah,
like
dude,
it'll be
yesterday it was like 30 degrees, and I started getting these alerts on my phone that like, oh, it's gonna snow soon, blah blah blah. It's like shocking. Well, it wasn't snow. We have these little systems called clippers.
Okay.
And it's just like a weird little like low pressure front that moves through really, really quick. So you'll get like an hour of really intense snow or rain or whatever. Well, because it's winter, it's snow. Well, a lot of times with these clippers, you get a bunch of wind. So as this system was moving through western Minnesota, it was causing like blizzard conditions. So they were closing roads.
Wow.
People couldn't see where they were driving. Like, it was bad. And then it gets to the Twin Cities, to the metro area, and it snowed pretty hard for about 30 minutes, and then it was just windy as hell. So like my commute home, my car was getting blown all over the road. I got home and I was sitting on the couch and putzing around the house and stuff, and I'm like hearing shit falling. Like, I'm like, what is falling in the driveway? And it's blowing shit off blew my snow shovel over, and sticks from the tree in my neighbor's yard is blowing into my yard, and I'm like, this is scary. I don't like this.
Yeah, we I guess we don't tend to have a lot of like temperamental or schizophrenic weather like that, at least not quickly. I mean, during our summers, it's really common for us just to have pop-up thunderstorms in the evenings, just about every day that you don't get a lot of warning from. But around here we typically know several days ahead of time when we're going to have some type of system come through, which is really good. The warnings and stuff that we have around here for severe weather have improved like dramatically over the past like 15 years now. Yeah, I think yesterday it was cloudy, a little bit breezy, and I think the high was about 45, which is a cold winter day for us here.
Yeah, we're supposed to get. They're talking Monday, Tuesday. We're supposed to get a bunch of snow. Like, we're supposed to get 3 to 5 inches on Monday, 1 to 3 inches Monday night, and then another 1 to 3 during Tuesday. So we'll see how much of that we actually get. But it should be probably the last time this winter that I'll fire up the snowblower. Probably the last time I fire that snowblower up, period. I gotta sell that piece of shit and get a new one. It's my dad bought this snowblower brand new in probably like 1998. And a couple summers ago, my mom moved from her house to a condo. And when she moved into the condo, she didn't need it.
Right.
Well, that was the thought. Turns out, my mom loves clearing snow. It's just a thing. She loves it.
All right.
So she still shovels her driveway, even though the condo association does it for her. But she had bought a brand new snowblower. So I took this old one, hauled it back to Minnesota, and it works great. The thing is a freaking tank, but it's got I don't know if it's the choke, something in the carburetor's messed up on it, and like it only runs at like full throttle. So I can modulate it a little bit, and otherwise it just dies.
Yeah, so
and then
something small enough like that, not really worth putting a whole lot of time into fixing it or correcting it.
Yeah, it's like, do I really want to try to track this down? And I might get a smaller one. Because it's a big John Deere. I mean, it moves a lot. It'll move a lot of frickin' snow. We got 9 minutes left of repairs.
And we are. Let's see, where are we?
Are we dead last?
We are DFL, and we are 4 laps behind the next car for position.
Yeah. Dude. I'm so goddamn pissed at that guy.
Yeah, it always sucks when in iRacing when one person's lack of common sense ends up with other people paying for it.
Yeah, and like what sucks is like, dude, it's the first lap. Lift.
Yeah.
Like the one time I thought I was gonna get reported from iRacing was in a NASCAR race, and I think it was an ARCA race, and I was racing in this little pack of people. There was like 4 or 5 of us, and one of the guys up front, it was like lap 2, checked up. So I checked up. Well, the guy that was like 10 car lengths behind me didn't check up and just drove into the back of me. And when I say check up, I lifted. I didn't slam on the brakes. So he had time to see what was happening and move out of the way. And he just drove right into me.
Yeah.
Ruined my car, ruined his car. We started mouthing off at each other in the voice chat. And, fuck you, no, fuck you. It's like, dude, like, lift. It's lap 2 of a 60-lap race. Lift.
Yeah, I mean, that's the type of thing that's just like, obviously it's a sign of immaturity, but it's like, whenever that happens, I'm like, yeah, you obviously have not been doing sim racing, and especially endurance racing, for very long.
Yeah. Well, and there was, like, I did one of the real enduros I did in real life. There was a guy, so typically we always end up starting towards the back, and there was one guy who, they had like car trouble or something, so they were in a faster car and they started behind us. Well, the whole pace lap, he was 2 feet off our bumper, and as soon as they threw the green flag, he was on the throttle trying to pass people. And where they throw the green flag sometimes at Brainerd, it's this weird little S corner, and then a little straightaway, and then a really, really slow, narrow 90-degree left-hand corner. Well, he goes barreling in there. He passed about 5 cars. Driver didn't make any friends that day. He pissed everybody off on pit road because he could have taken out half the field. Like the way he was going in there. There's no need for that shit, man.
Yeah, just complete lack of track etiquette and everything else.
Yeah. I've only ever been willing to fist fight one guy at a racetrack. And I cooled off because it wasn't his fault. So our local region, when they do practices, they'll have like 4 or 5 run groups. Say they have 5 run groups. Well, to get more practice time, they'll combine a couple of those run groups for practices. So I'm in a little Honda Civic. So our race session is with the Spec Miatas, the IT cars. We're all about that same speed. Well, they throw us in a practice session with the T1 cars, so like your street Corvettes, Camaros, Mustangs.
Yeah.
Not a huge deal. Like closing speed's not terrible. But then in SECA, there's 2 classes called GT1 and GT2, which are essentially TA1 and TA2 Trans Am cars.
Okay, that's a big difference. You're stepping up from a street car to a purpose-built silhouette race car.
So at Brainerd, there's a huge straightaway. Our car terminal velocity 110 miles an hour. These cars are hitting
Watson
buck
is
50,
now leading.
buck 60,
Right.
maybe 70. I don't know. Well, frickin' A, like that's terrifying. And we were going out. It was second lap out. Everyone's kind of checking up, trying to get some clear track. And I let some guys go in turn 13, which is a really, really sharp corner that leads onto a long straightaway. And I'm looking in my right-hand mirror because I'm letting people go on the inside. And all of a sudden I hear, "Bah!" And I look, and it's dudes on my outside. I'm like, motherfucker, we're 3 wide in practice. And he gave me the finger as he went by. And I was like, that asshole. And he was pitted like 100 yards away from us. So when I drove by after the practice session, I drove by their pits real slow. I gave him the stink eye. And he was looking down. He was pissed at us because we didn't give him space. I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
like,
in a practice session.
I'm like, you've got a 700 horsepower car. Wait 2 seconds and pass me on the inside like everybody else. It was clear I'm letting people by on the inside. But yeah, it was dumb. But I was like, if he would have hit me, I would have been fighting him because it was bullshit. Like what he was trying to do. But he also had a $200,000 car.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things like Zach has said before. It's like, you know, we get into iRacing and we see all this ridiculous stuff going on, and we're like, this is just stupid. People play video games, and we probably don't realize just how close to the real life amateur racing it is in terms of poor track etiquette and whatnot.
Yeah, I've never had a major accident on a real track. I've had some off tracks and spins and whatever. But I'm a terrible real life race car driver because I'm always racing a car that I built. So I know if I crash it, I have to fix it.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I'm terrified of doing that. In iRacing, I crashed, whatever, restart.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
I got a button mapped for this.
Yeah, but there's a lot of guys who in iRacing, like when I go into a race, I'm always super conservative.
The track temperature is increasing.
Because it's how I race in iRacing, typically the way I race in real life. 90% of the people in the game don't do that.
Yeah.
It's a video game, so they're balls to the wall, and I don't have that mentality. I'm never like, I gave up like a long time ago on ever being like racing anything near pro level. I don't have the mindset for it.
And I feel like dropping that mindset, adopting the mindset of, I'm essentially going to go out here and turn laps, and if I've got pace over somebody, I'll eventually pass them. I'm not gonna push it or anything. Like, I feel like that is key to getting your I rating up to I don't know, 1600 or something. Like if you don't,
Yeah.
like if you don't have that part of it down mentally, you're not going to get your I rating very high.
Yeah, we got 1 minute left here of repairs. The 20 car went by us. I'm gonna go out and run. We'll see how the car is doing. Make a call there.
Sounds good.
But no, that was like my buddy that iRaces that has expressed some interest in doing some of these enduros with us. He's all about, oh, I gotta finish really high. I gotta finish really high. I'm like, dude, you can get a top 5 in an MX5 Cup race just by finishing.
Yeah, you don't.
0x.
Yeah, you don't finish high by trying to go fast. You finish high by being consistent, and not making mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why, like, I don't, in open sessions, I don't have a problem running a second off the leader because a bunch of other people are probably going to crash.
Yeah. The thing I've learned too is that the way that iRacing, yeah, go ahead and head out. The way that iRacing does the.
There's a car approaching. Don't cross the white line. Watch your mirrors.
I'll do your rear chase
Left
here.
side. Clear left.
You got a couple cars behind you.
Car
There's
left.
two. There's a
Blue
Porsche
flag.
and one more Audi.
Clear left.
Yeah, the way that iRacing breaks up the sessions based on your I rating, at least if you're in a session like this one where there's a whole lot of drivers, whole lot of cars, the spread on the I rating in the field isn't going to be drastic. So what it means is that you are just as good as every other person out there on track, which you would think, you know, if everyone's even, then you should beat half of them and you should finish behind the other half of them, right? So what that really means is, as long as you're in an iRacing session, if you finish in the top half of the field, that means you're essentially above average. And I think that's kind of the way that they also do.
Right side's car right.
Ooh, that was close. I think that's also the way that they go about doing, well, actually calculating I rating gains and such.
He's still there. Clear right.
I got no pressure behind now.
Car feels all right.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's going to be slow in a straight line. I'm seeing damage on all 4 corners still, but it's nothing serious. It's definitely not as bad as what we had at Spa. The 20 car is coming out of the toe. And iRacing here is showing that you've got about 30 laps left.
How many laps down are we?
Total or to the next car for position?
Both.
Total 18 for position 5.
Yellow flag. Watch out.
I do not see the yellow here. Track's clear. Let's see what type of pace you're running here.
Sector 1 is 0.3, off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.4 seconds, off the pace. Sector 3 is 1.1, off the pace.
48.1, not terrible. For me, anyway.
And track's starting to rubber in as well. 2 hours 20 remaining.
Watson is now in the lead.
There are only 2 cars ahead of you on the in the pits at the moment.
Fastest lap. You've just done a 148.0.
47.9, 48 flat.
Where's the 20 car?
Crossing start finish now. Good line through the bus stop.
Thanks, Tim.
Looks like guys in the midfield are running mid to high 46s right now. Let's see.
Watson is leading the race. Blue flag.
The 20 car is running low 46s.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Car's driving all right. I'm thinking we just run this, see how many spots we pick up from attrition.
Okay, sounds good.
Car left.
I see
Clear
you,
left.
24. Oh, fuck, I'm on the team thing.
On your left.
Yeah, I don't think I
Hold
can
your
change
line,
that
clear
for you
left.
either.
Blue flag. Left side, clear left. Clear left. B48. Blue flag, left side. Still there. Clear left.
Sorry about that, Mark.
Car just got on the back stretch.
I'm not going to go out of my way to slow down.
Watson is leading the race.
Sounds
Yellow
good.
flag, caution.
We'll cross each other's path at some point.
On your right. Clear right. Car right. Clear right.
This AMG might help you slow down.
Oh, he had a moment.
Blue flag.
He's faster. He'll pull away.
Right side. Still there. Clear right. D'Souza is now in the lead.
We have gained one position. So the next car for position is 9 laps up the road. The next car for position that is in the pits is 13 laps up the road.
We'll just start cranking out laps and see what happens.
I count 3 cars in the pits at the moment. One of them is behind us already. So somehow, even after all that nonsense, attrition is relatively low.
I think there was a lot of cars in that had damage, but not as bad as we did.
Yeah, well, we got we got punted from behind, spun into the wall, and then had someone basically T-bone us. All right, you got 24 more laps. I'm gonna go try to find something resembling breakfast real quick. I'll be back in a few.
Okay.
Blue flag. Brian is now leading. B48, that was 148.1. Watson is now leading. D'Souza is now in the lead. Car left, clear left. Blue flag. Right side on clear right. Brian is leading the race. Blue flag. Car right. Still there. Right side's clear. Car left. Clear left. Blue flag. Car left. Clear left. Blue flag. D'Souza is now leading. Car right. Clear right. On your right. Right side's clear.
Sorry about that, Mark. I didn't realize you were pitting.
The driver in front of us is Pike. The lead car's pitting. The leader is pitting now. Good consistency. Keep them coming.
Yeah, this whole lack of central heat's starting to get annoying.
Backup central heat?
This lack of central heat here at my place is starting to get annoying.
Oh, lack of.
Yeah, we woke up several weekends ago to find that our heat was out, and we just haven't had a technician come out to look at it yet.
We had a week last year where it was like basically never got above 0 for an entire week, and in that week, 2 of my coworkers had their furnaces go out.
I've got no room to complain compared to that.
That lap time was 1:48.4.
Which, I mean, ours went out, and we've just gone through like a really unseasonably cold spell for even for winter for us. We had a run of like 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. I feel like where the temps every morning were down in the mid-20s. Which, yeah, I know, nothing compared to 0, but that's very cold for or like that's very cold and for that long for down
yeah,
here.
That's cold for down there.
Yeah.
I know it's every time I buy a new car,
Blue flag.
it's an interesting experience the first winter when it gets super cold. And you get to experience the weird shit that your car does when it's below 0. Like my old Saturn had a little not even an LCD screen. It was a driver information center. But when it was super cold out, like every other pixel wouldn't work.
Yeah, I used to remember seeing like cell phones used to do that even in like 30-degree weather or in the 30s. Yeah.
And then my truck had developed this weird thing where when it gets super cold, the power locks don't work. So like the motor goes, but it's so cold that it's just kind of frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, this is annoying. But yeah, and then like my wife's Jeep, like when it's super cold out, it sounds like it's a friggin' diesel. And like, all sorts of weird shit.
Your lap time was 1:48.3.
So here's what I'm thinking. Because we still got to make 2 stops. I'm not saving any fuel. I'll finish this fuel stint, and then I think just put you in for the last hour and a half or whatever it'll end up being.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. I don't know how much time we're gonna have left when you get out of the car, because there's You got 15 remaining at the moment. Did somebody else hit you?
I hit them.
Oh, okay.
It was...
Maybe they deserved it. Yeah.
No, they didn't. I apologize to the guy. It was... They were coming into the pits, and, like, the pit lane entrance is the racing line.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize he was coming into the pit, so he got to the apex of the corner and, like, stopped. And I just nudged him a little bit.
Car right.
I was able to
right.
hold up the 20 car for about 2 or 3 corners. He flashed his lights at me the whole time.
D'Souza is now in the lead.
And so we are now 17 laps down total.
Blue flag.
We are 4 laps behind the next car for position. The next car for position is in the pits. And the next car ahead of them is no longer connected. There's at least one more car that's no longer connected as well.
Blue flag.
Yeah, there's a handful of people in the pits, but
Your
this
last
one's
lap
hard to
time was
tell
at
why.
148.7. Blue flag.
Go ahead. Plus stop is yours.
Car right. Blue flag. Clear right.
He almost asked you to hit him.
Car left. Clear left.
Oh, that was the 20 car.
It was, yeah.
They got damage?
No idea. I wonder if they had a slowdown penalty.
Oh, maybe. Blew the chicane.
Yeah. I'll go back and look.
Oh, the driver in the car is not the driver that took us out, but it's the same car, so it is on like Donkey Kong, baby. Oh, when I'm pulling away from him.
Yeah, they they cut the chicane almost twice. They were off track at the second apex and the fourth apex.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 31 Celsius.
Oh yeah, warmer track. Much warmer track now.
Did they just pit? The 20 car?
Let's see. Yes, they are in the pits.
Interesting.
I think I'm watching their lap. I'm thinking they may have had an incident at some point. I hope they did.
Blue flag.
Yeah, they spun at the end of the chute. Oh, I don't know what that turn number is. They spun there but didn't hit anything.
Blue flag. Blue flag.
Yeah, I think the guy they just have in the car right now is not very good.
Good, because I just want to finish ahead of them.
Yeah.
Blue flag. That lap was a 147. Point car right. Clear right. Left, clear left.
47.8, that's your fastest. Come on, Andrej.
He's faster than me. I just had a huge toe.
Okay.
So I wasn't gonna try to get by him. What if his car number was 20? Shit would have been game on.
So
Are they back out running by chance?
Yeah,
The 20?
Let me check. No, they are still in the pits. I think. Did they just go up on jacks? No, they didn't. Yeah, no idea what's going on with them. They are 16 laps ahead of us.
Come on, man, keep pushing. P47. Sectors 1 and 3 are good.
Yeah, and we'll have gained one more spot. Next car for position is going to be +3. This guy ahead of you must be running mega downforce. They're also the last car on the lead lap.
You've just done a 147.9.
These VRS Enduros, there's like, what, one of these a month?
No, there's actually one every week.
Oh, shit, really?
These 3 hours.
Are they always at 3 a.m.?
No, there's more.
Okay.
Let me check it real quick. So I've got some info for it. So we are, what's today's date? Today's the 19th. Yeah, so next week there's actually a 3-hour enduro at Bathurst. At least that's what it's showing it as. So I'll be out of town next weekend. The following weekend there's this 3-hour enduro at Imola. There's also a 6-hour at Sebring in the LMP2. A couple weekends from there, and that's the end of the season. So I don't have any. I don't know the schedule past then.
I got you. I'm just trying to, once I start this new job, I'll be second shift, so I'm just I'm not going to be playing as much iRacing. I'll still be available for these enduros and stuff on the weekend, but
Right. Hey, let me check. When do they have these sessions? Yeah, so it's on Saturdays. It's at, their races are at 3 a.m. and at 1 p.m. This was just the only one I was going to be able to run this weekend.
yeah, the 1 p.m. one on a Saturday kind of sucks. Kind of ruins the whole day.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the day.
Yeah, you've got to plan the rest of your day around it. Yeah, there's one on Sunday as well. I just
On your
forget
left,
exactly when
clear
it starts.
left, blue flag.
Nine more.
Your lap time was at 1:48.0. Blue flag.
Another lap and we'll pick up another spot, it looks like.
Yeah, I think so. Your lap time is still looking good as well. Eight more is what I'm seeing.
Look who's a couple cars behind me.
Blue flag.
Yeah, they dropped to 36. They are now 12 laps ahead of us. They lost like 4 or 5 laps then, whatever happened.
I am pulling away from that guy. They must have spun or let someone by. They don't show up on my relative anymore.
B46. That lap time was 1:48.5. Sectors 1 and 3 are fast.
3 of the next 4 cars ahead are disconnected at the moment. So we should at least be able to race our way up to 44th here shortly.
Absolute clown, Renee. Absolute clown.
Blue flag.
Wow, P49's back out on track. Interesting.
Yeah, he's been behind us for a while. He's kind of slowly creeping up on me. How many
Blue
laps
flag.
behind us are they?
8.
Okay. I might let him go. We'll let him go if he ever gets a run.
B45. Relax. Focus. Keep it smooth. That lap was a 1:47.9.
Yeah, she's sliding on you now through the bus stop. I can hear it. We're set up full of fuel and 4 tires.
Car disconnected.
Yes, they did. Good.
I just saw the little note that both of the drivers did.
Yeah, I see that as well.
Left side. He's still there. Clear left.
5 more.
Overall leader is very polite in the private chat, but he didn't necessarily give me a whole lot of room.
Yeah.
No problem, Colonel.
Alright, take him out.
I mean, it's a little gratifying that this guy's been behind me for almost my entire stint.
Yeah,
The overall
leader.
leader. I mean,
yeah.
after their pit cycle, he came out about 8 seconds behind me, and it's taken him, you know, this entire stint to catch me, or half a stint, I guess.
Yeah, they were quick at the start. They turned 3, 4. They turned 4 straight laps in the 45s to begin with, but they've consistently fallen off. Well, they've had a couple of their 45s, but here over the last 10-ish laps or so, I guess that may just be out everything after their pit stop. They've been in the 46s and 47s, even with the same driver.
I wonder if they're smart.
Yeah, they may just not be pushing now as they realize they don't need to.
Yeah, smart and saving fuel.
I mean, they've got a 4.5 second lead over the car behind.
That was a 147.7.
Next car for position is 4
He's
laps up the
He's leading
road.
the race.
The car ahead of them is disconnected. And the car ahead of that one is disconnected, so that's 2 more. Three more.
Blue flag.
Two more.
2 more or 3 more?
2 more.
Okay.
Your lap times are improving.
Yeah, and we're well within the window of being able to make it on one more stop.
So here's what I'm thinking, and this is up to you. If you want to get in and run the last stint and a half, or I can, if you give me like a half a tank of fuel, I'll run. Give me enough fuel to get me to, 55 minutes left, or whatever a safe time is for you, and then you can run that full last stint, 100% out, no fuel save.
I mean, okay. Tell you what, you feel up to doing another 25, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
You want to do this one? Okay, cool.
I'm game for it.
I'll fuel you that way then. I'm going to fuel you a little bit beyond halfway. Pit next time by.
Go ahead, Simon. Get a run. Get by me.
On your right. Clear right.
Dude, these people in the private message, oh, please let me buy, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you buy. Get a goddamn run. Blue flag doesn't mean I gotta pull the fuck
On your
over.
right, clear right.
Jesus Christ. Shit irritates me way more than it should.
Well, given what happened on lap
I'm
one.
not gonna pass you, Simon. Chill out.
Blue flag, B45.
Yeah, he was like going to the inside to block me, and dude, I'm not gonna pass you.
Hard on the limiter.
Hey, Toby and Christopher, I'm hitting in this time by.
You want fresh rubber as well?
Yeah, I might as well run some quick lap times. Try to anyway. Quick for me.
Fitting in.
On your left, the pit 64 kilometers per hour. Clear
Alright, I got
left.
you set
Activate
with
limiter.
a half tank of fuel. Alright, it's gonna give you a hair more. I'll give you a half a tank plus a lap. And 4 tires. But you're not getting a tear off. Can't have that. Not allowed.
Come on.
Cool. Fuel's going in.
I have a 1/10 of a second of optional repairs.
Take it.
Probably
Barrett
chuck
is
some
leading the
duct
race.
tape on the hole that I put in the bumper when I hit that guy. Oh man, what could have been a good race too.
Yeah, that's what's disappointing about it. Because like just from looking at the lap times other people were running, like we could have been competitive in this thing. At least fighting for the top half of the field, like what I was mentioning earlier, which is top half of the field is a good result.
There's a car approaching. Stay behind the white line.
You got clear track behind you now. Still clear, all good. So cold tires, hot track. It's the hottest I've seen the track in a while, actually. Yeah, you needed new tires. Your critical tire wear was
D'Souza
59.
is now in the lead.
Yeah, I realized after I ran that practice session yesterday that I was, because the car was understeering, I kept trying to like just put more wheel into it,
Yeah, it wears out that left front.
Yeah, where if I like backed off a little bit, I was quicker. So I've been trying to be a little better about that.
B43.
So what are you thinking? Run to like 50 minutes left? That way you've got fuel to run wide open?
Yeah, that or you can just run. You can run the tank out. I think at this point, it's telling
Okay.
me 17 more laps, which would be have 23,
Marin is now leading.
25 minutes. So yeah, I think just run the tank out. Next car for position is disconnected. We're 4 laps behind the 20 car now. The next 3 cars are all disconnected. One more car in the pits, but they're a number of laps ahead of us.
D'Souza is leading the race.
I think we can manage a top 40. Ooh, there's a couple of cars on the pits with serious damage. I want to see what happened here with this guy.
Yeah, I think we're good for a top 40 and, you know, everything else. I mean, I think at this point the only cars we're going to pass are cars that have issues.
Trying to find out what happened to some of these cars that are in the pits. That's weird. So I think these guys just had a serious case of netcode. Ah, okay. A beamer spun coming out of the boot.
And then collected a couple guys.
Yeah, I collected 2 guys, and one of the cars that's still on pit road, when he took a shot square to the, or not square, but took a shot directly to the left front wheel and the left rear wheel. So definitely gonna have suspension damage there.
B43.
GT3s results. Where are we now? 43. I feel like that's an effect that iRacing needs to add on here, though. It's like I can see gaps in our bodywork. They need to have like actual duct tape
Barron
that they
is now
put
leading.
over it and have it flapping in the breeze a little bit.
That would be good.
20 cars, next car for position. They are disconnected.
Good.
The
Fuckwagon.
car ahead of them is disconnected as well. They're on the same lap as the 20, so that'll move us up to 41. P40 is on track. P39 is in the pits with damaged, missing rear windshield. 38's on track. 37 has a whole lot of damage to the rear end. They're in the pits. 36 is on track. 35 is in the pits. Seems like the attrition has picked up all of a sudden.
That is totally fine by me.
And you've got 15 more. Yeah, 15 more even.
Sectors 1 and 3 are looking quick. The track temperature's rising. It's now 33 Celsius.
And you've got about 26 minutes left, so yeah, that'll be handing me the car with about 50 minutes remaining.
We're not seeing any significant tyre wear. Your brake temperatures are fine, mate. We don't have that data.
Guess at least we got all our troubles out of the way at the beginning of the race. Maybe that's a good thing? I don't know.
Yeah, if that accident would have happened like now, I would have been like, yeah, fuck it, quit.
B41.
I think it was like an MX-5 race that I did at Lime Rock once. It was one of the like advanced Miata Cup races, so those are I think 40-minute races.
Yeah. Those are
First
actually
lap
pretty
out.
fun. I like the advanced MX-5 series.
Yeah, like first lap out, I got hit, got taken out,
Barron
went
is
into
now in
the
the
pits,
lead.
had like 5 minutes of repairs or something, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go back out, run laps, see where I end up. I ended up finishing 6th. There was just so much attrition.
Yeah. I do wish iRacing would implement full course yellows of some kind on road courses, but I don't know. I'm thinking about how they would do it. It's almost like they would need to detect something like track blockages or like significant amounts of debris on the course, or maybe what they could do is like if a certain number of cars tow.
Yeah, that would be cool if there was a way to put cautions in here in these enduros where it wasn't like a caution every 10 laps kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because some of the open, like the circle track stuff, the NASCAR stuff,
Yeah, it
where they
turns
have
into
yellows.
iPacing.
Yeah, you end up running like half the race under yellow.
Yeah. I mean, just thinking about it from a realism standpoint, I know a lot of the European, like the ACO-based series, don't do full course yellows ever.
I mean,
but
they could program the yellows so that it was like, just okay, I'm going to do this open session, and there's going to be one random yellow, and they're not going to tell you when it is.
yeah,
It might be 5 laps in, it might be 5 laps from the end.
yeah, true that. Yeah, I mean, it's like, to me, the only time, like, I mean, IMSA, I think, throws too many yellows, but I think that the ACO series don't really throw enough, because to me, it's like, if you have to put a safety vehicle anywhere, like, inside the barriers of the course, then, or a service vehicle or a tow truck, or if you got to put anything like that inside the boundaries of the course, then the track does not need to be running at that speed. Like, that's kind of the cutoff for me. You know, that's partially coming out of that whole incident in F1 at Suzuka a handful of years ago. But
you know, they could always do code 60.
Oh yeah, all that stuff.
I always like the debates that pop up on the midweek motorsport, or whatever that show is, on their Facebook group. There's always a debate about, like, during an IMSA race, we don't need full course cautions. Why doesn't IMSA use code 60? I'm like, code 60 sucks.
Yeah.
I like it when they bunch the field back up and.
Yeah, I mean,
it gives more cars a chance to get back in the fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like IMSA. The code 60 thing is definitely fits a little bit better if you want to look at it from strictly a sporting standpoint, right? It's like, if I've built up a 10-second lead on somebody, you know, some third party crashing shouldn't cause me to lose that 10-second lead. Like, I kind of get it, right? But from an entertainment standpoint, IMSA races are drastically more entertaining than any other, like, sports car series I've ever seen.
100%
right?
agree.
Like, yeah. And I think there's a balance there that needs to be struck. I mean, the problem with IMSA is their cautions take way too freaking long. I mean, just way too long. And I don't fully know why that is.
The way they do the wave buys and stuff.
Yeah. Well, what's weird to me, it's like they wave everyone by, and then the people who get waved by get a chance to pit, and then they almost act like if someone pits, every time someone pits, they add on a lap of yellow, which is just it. Maybe that's not the way it happens, but no, it's weird. It takes way too long.
No, wife and I are trying to plan. We're going to go to Road America this year in August, and she went to go request that, like, Friday off for work, and fucking half of her work has that Friday off.
Yeah.
It's like, damn it. Because I like to drive over there Friday, and, like, drive over Friday morning, get set up, and, you know, then watch all the races Saturday and Sunday. But now it's like, shit, if she doesn't get out of work till 4 o'clock, we don't get to Road America till 9 o'clock. It's a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'll still probably do it if that's what ends up happening, but I think she's going to see if she can get out of work at, like, noon so we can drive over there in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that reminds me, I need to put in for a day off for the Friday of Barber weekend. You can actually go out there on a Friday this year.
And then I think I gotta that's on my list of shit to do today is buy tickets for Road America and try to figure out if we want to do the Iowa IndyCar race.
How far of a drive would that be for you guys?
The Iowa IndyCar race is like 2 weekends before, and it's close enough that I think we can get away with doing it. just like drive down there Saturday morning, watch the Saturday race, figure out accommodations, watch the race on Sunday, and drive home. I just gotta figure out because she's got some friends that want to go too. One of her coworkers who they apparently watch the Indy 500 and that's it, but they don't know jack shit about anything else motorsport related.
Kind of
They
like
kinda
me,
wanna
kind of
go.
like me with the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, I got a good friend of mine that he goes to the Kentucky Derby every year, and like he does a big road trip. He drives down there from Minnesota. Him and some of his friends from Wisconsin go, and they have a ball. Like they
B40.
love it. But like I don't think I could do it. Like it's a really fancy event. I'm not that fancy.
Yeah, I'm 100%, man. Yeah, I need to make it a point to get to Road Atlanta this year for Petite.
Yeah, I was really close to pulling the trigger and going to Road Atlanta last year. It was we've been so busy at work the last year, and like 2 weeks before Road Atlanta, it was like, man, we're kind of slow at work. Like I could afford to take a couple days off and not screw myself over, go down there, watch the race. I looked at plane tickets. The wife was interested in going, so it was like, okay, like what are plane tickets? We've got some friends that live in Atlanta that we could probably like bum a car from or crash on their couch or something.
Yeah, I tell you
And
what,
then-
it was cold that weekend.
Yeah,
That was kind of one thing that was different about it this time around.
and like as I was figuring out all the logistics, it was like, okay, we'll fly down Friday night, watch the race Saturday, drive back or fly back like Sunday night or Monday, and it just like plane tickets started to get like they were cheap, but they were kind of expensive. And then it was like like our friend didn't have a car for us to borrow, so it's like, okay, I gotta rent a car.
Your last lap time was at
And it
1:49.
it started to get
0.0.
really expensive real quick.
Yeah, that track is, I think, about 3.5 hours from me, so I feel like I really don't have much excuse for not being there or not going at some point.
How far away from Road Atlanta are you?
It's about 3.5 hours. I think.
It's not, that's not
from
bad at all.
here. Yeah, and we've got some family that we actually went. We were staying with them on the weekend of PLM last year. That I think their place is in South Carolina, but I think it was like an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45 from the track. So yeah, I've got very little or very poor excuses for not going to that race this year.
Yeah, we were last fall. I was down in Charlotte for a wedding, for my cousin's wedding.
Car ahead is Leo.
And I was down there, and I was like, man, I kind of like the Charlotte area. This is a cool area. Like, I could live down there and function and like find a job would be cool. But then I'm like, man, I would go fucking broke because I was looking at a map, and I'm like, you got Charlotte Motor Speedway and every other track around Charlotte. You're not that far from VIR. Road Atlanta, like all the Daytona stuff is an easy day drive away.
Yeah, just straight down 95.
Yeah, it's like, man, like I would piss away so much money, and you can race all year round.
Yeah, Charlotte's a nice area, and I think there's a reason why it's like I have a friend who moved to Charlotte several years ago, and I remember him telling me just about how stupid the like housing prices
B39.
were.
You've just done a
And I'm like,
148.6.
Yeah, I can understand it because for its location, you're right. You've got all that motorsport stuff. You've got professional sports of all kinds. You're not terribly far away from the beach. You're also not terribly far away from like the 3 tallest mountains east of the Mississippi. Of those 3, 2 of them are in North Carolina, and the other one is like a stone's throw from the North Carolina state line. So I can understand why people like that area.
Yeah, we were down there for basically just the weekend, and we did do the whole like NASCAR Hall of Fame thing. We had 1 day to kill. That was kind of a letdown. It was cool, but there was I was told by some friends of ours that like, oh yeah, there's all these other like little museums you need to go check out, and we didn't. I didn't have time to like find them and whatever.
Yeah.
And the one that I did find wasn't open, but yeah, it would have been cool to, it'd be cool to go down there for like a weekend and with nothing to do other than like explore.
That's kind of what I want to do with Denver at the moment. I've never been out to Colorado, and we've got relatively cheap direct flights to Denver from Birmingham, but maybe someday after COVID.
Yeah, we want to go down. One of my wife's good friends from college lives in Atlanta, and we want to go down there and visit her and check out Atlanta just because I've never been. I drove through it once when I was like 10 on a road trip.
Yeah,
But
I hate Atlanta.
Uptime's pretty
Atlanta
consistent.
traffic is awful. It is so awful. If you can somehow make the trip work without having to use a car, it'd probably be fine. But
yeah, I've heard that about Atlanta from numerous people, that the traffic in Atlanta sucks.
yeah, it's terrible. But it's also one of those things too. Like Atlanta is, or if you're in Atlanta, you are I guess you could make a day trip out of it if you really wanted to, but you're 4.5, maybe 5-ish, depending on where you are in Atlanta, hours away from like Savannah and Tybee Island and the Atlantic Ocean and whatnot too, which is a pretty neat area as well.
Blue flag. D'Souza is now leaving.
Yeah, my wife and I, we got married and never took a honeymoon, and we've talked about, taking a week somewhere, and especially before we have kids, and take a week for ourselves and
Yeah.
do something. And the one thing that I forgot what I watched or where it was, but I was watching some travel vlogger, and they did a big road trip down like the southern East Coast, basically like Virginia to Carolinas, and just kind of followed all the ocean roads and stayed in Airbnbs and stuff. And I was like, man, that would be a cool road trip.
Yeah, absolutely. We were, I've got some paternity leave coming up, and we were thinking about doing
That last lap was at
something
147.8.
similar to that. We were going to try to make it all the way up to. We were actually going to try to do that kind of similar route, but make it all the way from here in Birmingham all the way up to Maine.
Car left. Clear
But
left.
this year's going to be too expensive as it is, so that we got nixed. I am looking forward to flying again at some point, though.
Yeah, we flew once in 2020, and it was a very weird experience.
Yeah, I bet.
We flew home in, I guess it would have been October, and it was a last minute trip, and I didn't feel like driving, so we spent the money on plane tickets. But it was like the airports were just an absolute ghost town. The plane was half booked. I wasn't super worried about getting sick just because of all of that, but it was just like, it was
Ward
weird
is
to
now
walk
in the
into
lead. Blue
Minneapolis
flag.
St. Paul Airport and there'd be nobody there.
Yeah, it's probably pretty eerie.
And we had a layover in Detroit, which is typically a pretty hopping place, and it was dead. It was so bizarre. But in a good way, because the worst part I hate about the airports is dealing with people.
Yeah, I
And
completely agree. Completely agree. Yeah, Atlanta is kind of, the Atlanta airport's kind of bad about that too. Like you have to, it's like you have to fight crowds for a really long time just to like get from the terminal to your car. Although I say that, but it's probably not fair for me to say that. It's the only airports I've ever driven myself to driven myself to here stateside, really Birmingham and Atlanta, and Birmingham is like stupidly smaller than Atlanta is, so it's not a fair comparison.
Yeah, when I first moved to Minneapolis, there was when I flew back to Michigan, I would fly into Lansing, which is like 3 hours from where I live. And I did it a couple times. And the Lansing, Michigan airport is this like small regional airport, and there's like one restaurant bar,
B59.
one little snack shop. There's one place to rent cars from. It's just a really weird, like, tiny airport. And the one time I flew there, my flight got delayed by like 4 hours. By the end of that 4 hours, I was best friends with the bartender, got some free drinks.
Nice.
The guy at the snack shop gave me like some free chips and stuff. Like, but there was nothing to do in the airport because it was that small.
Yeah, so it's probably half the size of Birmingham. Then Birmingham's not. I wouldn't call Birmingham a small airport, but it's definitely not a big one. I mean, we may have like 3 places to eat in it, or so.
I met a guy a couple years ago. I forgot where I met him. I was at some event, but he, like, to kill time, he would just go to the airport, and he wouldn't buy it. You could apparently buy a ticket that doesn't get you on an airplane but gets you through security.
Really?
Or something weird like that. So he would just go into the airport and hang out.
Interesting
like,
pastime.
That's an expensive meal. Jesus.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, the thing that's always the pain, like, so a lot of people actually make the flight from Birmingham to Atlanta for a handful of reasons, some of which make sense, others that don't. But it's like that's one of those flights where it's like you take off, you get all the way up to cruising altitude, and as soon as you get to cruising altitude, you're dropping back down to come in and land at Atlanta. Like
yeah, I've had some of those flights. They're kind of great.
Yeah, like I mean, I think it's about a 35-minute flight. It is not long. But the thing that sucks is if that's your itinerary on the return trip, and then you get to Atlanta, and you're trying to catch a 40-minute flight that really only takes you about 3 hours down the interstate, and then your flight gets delayed by like 3.5 hours. It's like, yeah. I'm going to have to wait here longer than it would take me just to get in the car and drive.
Yep. There was a couple years ago, my wife flew back to Michigan for, I think it was her, like a wedding thing or something for a cousin. And I had booked her a flight, and it was just flying into Detroit, and then her parents were going to pick her up in Detroit. Well, in the process of landing, the plane got struck by lightning and had to divert to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And Cleveland is only like a 2 or 3 hour drive from Detroit. Well, she went to rent a car, and she forgot her credit card. She only had her debit card, and the rental car company wouldn't let her use her debit card, and they wouldn't accept my credit card over the phone for some fucking reason. So she sat in the Cleveland airport overnight. They ended up giving her a hotel room for like $40 or something. But it was basically an 8-hour delay for something she could have driven in 2.
Yeah. Also, the type of thing that makes me wish trains were more of a thing in this country.
I got enough fuel for
2 more.
what? 1 more lap
2 more.
after this one?
Yeah, you should be good for 2 more. I'm showing 7.2 liters left.
Oh,
So you'll be good.
almost biffed a fucking wall.
Blue flag.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna take this beanie off of the DeLorean to stay warm.
B38.
I don't recommend a beanie with headphones over the top of it unless absolutely necessary.
Alright, so you want me to come in this time by?
No, I want you to do this one and one more.
This one and one more. Got it.
And from looking at it, we're P39. I think we've got a chance at being in the top 35.
Blue flag.
There are 2 cars ahead of us that have disconnected.
Blue flag.
Yep, give me a good in lap here.
We haven't got that data.
I don't know exactly how much fuel I'm going to need to get to the end, but I'll just leave it at a full tank.
Yeah, you'll probably need just about all of it. Maybe
Yeah.
not all of it,
I'll probably have about 12 extra minutes of fuel. Yeah, I guess that I can back and take 10 liters out of it. It's only 3 laps, which is about 5 minutes.
should still be a good safety factor.
Yeah, I think so too. We're now showing as P38.
This lap was currently shaping up to be my fastest lap yet.
Nice. Yeah, you should still have plenty of tread on the tires here with low fuel. Alright, pit in for me.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Engage limiter.
Alright, nice work, man.
.1 gallons of fuel remaining.
Yeah, I'm reading almost a half a liter. So.
Oh. It's sputtering. And we're out of fuel.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we were all the way down to the end of pit road. I probably should have thought about that earlier. Good work stretching it though. Alright,
Well,
I am
pit
in the
road's all
car.
downhill. So.
White is leading the race.
Tires were at 81% that time. Alright man, feel free to go grab some breakfast or call it or
Yeah,
whatnot.
I'll spot you here out of the pits, and then I'm gonna run up and make a snack.
Nice. Alright, she's up on jacks. pulling out.
All right.
Take care, there's a car approaching.
You've got clear track behind you. Just remember, cold tires.
Sounds good.
Fun fact, P39 is on the same lap as us.
Nice. So we're actually racing against the person.
Yeah.
There's those cold
Leo
tires.
behind is now 9.5 seconds.
The car behind us is only running 47s, 48s, so you should end up pulling away from them. So shouldn't be a threat. Alright, I'm going to click through the field here. We're currently P38. A lot of cars in front of us with damage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we got some too, but we'll see how it works out.
Not seeing any cars in front of us that are in the pits.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've seen most of the race.
But the 64 car, the car that's in front of us, their car looks pretty clean, but they've been running 47s, 48s. The driver that's in the car now has been anyway.
Okay. What were you running? I wasn't actually watching your lap times there.
I was running
time.
pretty consistent 150 not 57s, 147s. I had a lot of laps. If I make a mistake, I was in the 148s, but I had a lot of laps in the 147 range.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think I've already pulled 2 seconds on the guy
Leo
behind.
behind is increasing. It's now 10
Yeah,
seconds.
your first lap, your
That's the
first flying
fastest
lap
of
was
the
a
race.
146.
That lap time was 146.9.
Just barely, but yeah.
All right, I'm gonna step away for a second. I'll be
Sounds
back.
good, man.
.91 litres remaining. Tyre wear looks fine, mate. Your brake temperature's okay. B38. The gap to Leo behind is increasing. It's now 14 seconds. Your lap time was at 1:47.3. Left side. Still there. Blue flag, clear left. Should be about 47 minutes of fuel remaining. 3.2 litres per lap. Tyre wear looks fine, mate. Your brake temperatures look good.
And I'm back.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm all set on fuel. I think I've got an extra 6 minutes.
Was that a 1X by chance?
Nope.
Okay. I was always curious how wide you could run there before you picked one up.
The grass. You're going
Oh,
pretty
really?
wide here as well, yeah.
Interesting.
This is the spot where you can't really run wide. You've got to keep at least your right side tires on the rumble strips there on the exit of turn 1.
Yep.
You can't really touch the grass there on the exit of the carousel either.
car directly in front of us has to make one more stop for sure.
Okay.
They last pit on lap 40. Well, it was their 41st lap. And they're on 62. So they're going to have to stop one more time. We won't catch them all, but get one lap back on probably.
Yeah, I'm
That was 147.4.
still hoping for a bit of attrition somewhere.
Yeah, there's still some battles. They're all some guys running pretty close, so
The track's also getting really hot.
yeah. Track temp's up to 92.
I'm gonna say my my lefts are really hot right now. Or they're high pressure. I'm sliding the rears a lot. Yeah, I don't know how to go about saving tires at this place.
The only way to save tires is to drive slow.
Well, yeah. I'm just thinking that, like, the corners here cause the tires to be loaded for just so long.
Yeah, and it's such a high speed. I mean, there's so many high-low corners too. I mean, the S's, the carousel, you know, basically everything in the boot. Turn one's even faster than it looks. Like everything is high load. These two corners coming onto the front straight. Once you run 3 more laps, we'll be good on fair share.
That's good consistency. Keep it up.
Sounds good.
There's one car ahead of us. Oh, they're running though. It's in the 11. Oh, okay. The 11 is not good on fair share either, but they will be in a couple laps. So I don't think we're going to gain any spots based on DQs. Just heads up with this guy behind you. He's looking a little racy.
Yeah, he passed me coming out of the pits, and then I passed him back a lap or two ago, but his...
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 35 Celsius.
Our pace may have just equalized a bit. Yeah, because my pace hasn't really dropped off significantly. I think he's just picked up the pace a bit.
Yeah, he's before his last pit stop, he was running really consistent mid to low 147s, and he's in this stint he's clipped off kind of the same, but a couple of 146s too. So he's on pace with you, but just be aware. I don't think he's gonna do anything stupid, but you never know.
It may just be saving fuel as well.
He's looking inside.
Car right. Clear right.
In his bike.
Watson is now in the lead.
Carousel is such a hard, to me, it seems like a hard place to pass unless someone gives you the spot.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Kaneko has just been disqualified.
Ooh, someone was disqualified.
Who was that? Did you see a name?
My chief said
Blue
Canico.
flag.
I didn't see.
It may be
I
a
didn't
bad call by my chief, but that was also not a 1X.
There's a Team Goleta that is a couple laps in front of us that are not showing up when I click on their name.
That might be them.
We estimate 37 minutes of fuel left, 3.2 litres per lap. We're not seeing any significant tyre wear. Your brake temperatures are okay.
There
Yeah,
it is.
that's them.
Okay.
We're disconnected.
Yeah.
I wonder why they got DQ'd.
The car ahead's pitting.
I don't see. It doesn't show me their incident points.
Yeah, so I think the only way to get DQ'd that I know of is incident points.
Only one driver ever drove that car. Huh, that was the guy that I rear-ended when he went into the pits.
Air temps rising. It's now 27 Celsius.
Yeah, I got a 0X there. Oh well, maybe I smoothed out some of the ripple sheet metal.
That's right.
These are, never mind, these are carbon fiber. I think my dad was telling me that the Gen 8 NASCAR stock car now is using carbon fiber bodywork.
Yeah, it's all carbon, and I think there's another material called Inegra. I think Inegra is the trademark name. It's similar to carbon fiber and fiberglass. It's a fabric that gets laid up in epoxy, but it's more flexible than carbon fiber or fiberglass, so it will bend before it breaks.
Yeah, which is something those two normally do not do.
Yeah, I did some first job out of college, and I did some when I was in college. We did some testing on it. The company that made it was a sponsor of the university and donated a bunch of stuff, and we made a bunch of pieces. And at the time, they had their big case study was with Braun GP.
Nice.
Braun GP had a bunch of composite stuff made out of this, which was, if you watch some of the onboard videos of the era, their front wings flexed a lot, and this shit's why. I think, anyway. But I think they use some of that in the bumpers and stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much bodywork goes flying at the big one this weekend.
Yeah. Well, and then in some of the testing that we did, when we would build a solid square test piece and just pull it apart under a tension test. Well, when carbon would shatter, it would break, and you get this weird all these little shards.
Right.
That would just go everywhere. Well, with the Inegra, solid Anegra part, it would just crack. You wouldn't get all those little shards that would go everywhere.
Which is ideal for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, and then the other thing that we noticed is you'd have more deflection before it would fail. So it was still strong, but it was less rigid.
The car in front of us is Ripple.
Yeah, it does. I'm a little bit familiar with those kinds of engineering properties and materials just from the ridiculous amount of research I've put into bike frames in the past.
If we run another 15 laps, we might pick off another car. The number 4 car that was more or less not the overall leader, but they were leading. I think they just got taken out by a lap car.
Yeah, I don't know if there's 15 laps left in the race, to be honest. There might be.
It'll be tight. And that number 14 team, they're still running. They can't be.
I'm showing us being only 1 lap behind the 64 car now, but that may be because of a pit cycle.
Yep, they're the 64 car is just coming onto the front straight now. They just pit. They got a new driver too.
Maybe she'll crash.
Driver's first lap was a 1:49.
Not super fast, but fast enough that I won't be able to catch him.
Yeah.
That was a 1X.
The stewards have warned us for cutting the track. Keep it between the white lines.
Yeah, you deserved it. You were pretty wide. Just saying.
Thanks.
Just-
Thanks.
Yeah, that number 4 car that's
Focus on
sitting
the
in
exits.
pits.
We can go faster
There's
here.
a bunch of cars in the pits. Hold on a moment. The 4 car is in with a bunch of damage. The 11 is in with a bunch of damage. Oh, what the fuck happened to that?
Was that the car that was in front of us?
They both were. They were both lead lap cars. Oh, what bastard. He tried to make a move on a car going into the bus stop.
Yeah, that's normally a bad decision.
Well, they were fine. The car that he was passing was a lap car and was giving him tons of space. Then he disappeared. So he freaked out, checked up, and the car behind him just drilled him. But they're going to be in for a while. I don't know if we'll catch them. Should gain 1 spot this time by.
Awesome. I'm ready for more street courses. I really enjoy doing these cars on street courses. And maybe we'll have a 3-hour at Long Beach or something in the next season.
Oh, 3 hours at Long Beach would be brutal.
Not quite as bad as 3 hours at Belle Isle, though.
I don't own Belle Isle. I've never raced that
Oh,
course.
I love it. It is so much fun.
Is this the last year for the Belle Isle track before they move it downtown?
Yep,
I kind of want to go.
me too.
Because so growing up in Michigan, I only went to Detroit probably a handful of times in my life. I lived 4.5 hours away and only went to like downtown Detroit proper probably once. And never went to Belle Isle, never went to a race, never went to the park. And I kind of want to, but like, I don't know, I'm not going to be able to do it this year, which is going to suck.
Yeah, I have thought about going this year. Probably won't, but I've thought about it. I kind of got back into motorsports in 2019. Just as I happened to get tickets for me and my dad to go to Barber that year.
Okay.
That was 147.1.
So that was when that was the first year that I kind of got back into motorsports after being out of it for a good while. And I remember watching the doubleheader at Belle Isle that year and just being like, this is incredible. Like, just everything about it is really intriguing to me. So yeah, I'd like to go and get to see a race there before they mix it.
Yeah, with this new job that I got, it'll be a lot easier for me to take vacation because I won't feel the shit part with my job now. Like if I take vacation, it sets me
20
behind.
minutes remaining. You've
Yeah.
got 20 minutes
And I'm
left.
a huge
Nice and
burden to
smooth.
other
Don't
people,
overdrive the car.
Where with my new job, if I take a week off, it's not a huge deal. Like there's other people there that can do my job, so I'll feel a little less bad if I take a week off or take a couple days here or there. So I might maybe not this summer just because it'll be my first year there, but I might take some extra next year, maybe 2023, take some extra trips and go see some other things. Actually race some more myself. We'll see how the
Nice.
money side of things work out there. We were going to do an endurance race in May, and then just with the engine swap and everything else
Johnson
we're doing, we
has just been
decided
disqualified.
to...
Somebody else just got DQ'd.
someone else just got DQ'd.
Yeah, Johnson.
That lap was 147.8.
Johnson?
Yeah, that's what my chief just said. It'd be helpful if he gave a car number.
Huh. Not seeing one. Chances are they're ahead of us.
Well, there are tire tracks
slow
at the
car
exit to the
up.
bus stop. Yes, okay, I see him. There were tire tracks at the exit of the bus stop, so I wonder if somebody ran off and hit their incident point max.
maxed out. Guy spinning again.
Yep.
Good avoid. But no, so there was an endurance race in May up here at Brainerd, which we were going to run. Decided with the engine swap that we're doing, it's a big project, so we're going to start working on it here in a couple weeks. Start buying parts and planning, and we've kind of done the planning, but start doing the work. But instead of trying to rush it to get it done, we'll take the summer, work on it, running some track days and stuff this fall. Well, we found out that the series that was supposed to be running in May had a date for like the second or third week in May. Well, the track pulled the date.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. So now they're TBA trying to find it. The track is trying to find them a new date, which isn't working. So it sounds like they might just not
That
race
lap
this
was
year.
at 48.1.
Do something in 2023, which sucks for the region up here, because if you had a consistent date that was the same week every year, you could get a 30 car field, 40 car field, but the
Date
fact that,
equity.
yeah, over the last 3 years we've had 3 different endurance series up here, and each one of them has had a different date. So it's impossible to build a following up here. They're just shooting themselves in their foot is all they're doing. But Champ Car, Lucky Dog, WRL, they've all done the same shit. I think the 3 or 4 years that Brainerd was up here, or that WRL was up here, they had a different race weekend every year. It was a May date, there was an August date, which sucked balls, there was a September date. They raced once in October, which wasn't bad. It was cold as shit at night camping, but
So for what it's worth, the car ahead of me is P10, and he cannot get away from me.
yeah, he's holding. Seems like he's holding you up a little bit.
Oh, he is.
So as you come by the pits here, there's the 11, the 19, and then the 46.
None of those are showing on my relative.
Yeah, they show up on mine as you go by. They're all, so the 11 is in with a shitload of damage. They are 14 laps ahead of us.
15 minutes left.
I don't think we'll catch them.
Yeah, no, not with 15 minutes remaining.
The 4 is 10 laps ahead of us. Oh, they're back out
57.
running. Damn it. The 19, they're 11 laps up. I don't think we'll catch them either. It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's just all that optional repair that we had to take.
I know. The next car on track for position is the 64 car. They're still a lap ahead. They're running 147s, 148s, high 140. She's run 147, and it was a 47.994. Just going through the carousel now.
You've just done a 147.3.
I'm sure you saw that, but
Yep.
the car behind you is a little antsy and possibly looking for a dive bomb somewhere.
Try to go full send through the bus stop and open a gap.
Bell has been disqualified.
Somebody else just got disqualified. Chief gave me the name Bell at that time.
Well, I mean, the DQ limit is 32x. So you run wide a handful of times, you're there.
You make contact with 8 other cars and you're there.
Yeah, it easy to do, I think. This guy's got to run.
He backed up.
Yep.
That lap time was 1:47.3. Sectors 1 and 3 are fast.
He's probably going to be close enough to you to be in your draft.
And I ran wide on the bus stop there.
It's alright, he did
The
too.
track temperature's rising. It's now 37
Screwed
Celsius.
up somewhere, you pulled on him.
Ten minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Sectors 1 and 3 are
I'm
looking
guessing
quick.
the guy that got DQ'd is that Joseph Bell.
Probably.
Right side's clear.
Figure out what team he's on. Yep, they're ahead of us, so that's one more spot. Ah, there's another car in front of us that's going to get DQ'd. So we're sitting in line for a 35th place finish right now.
Good.
The 26 car is currently 3 laps ahead of us. They are currently, they're currently disconnected. They were going to get DQ'd anyway because they only have one driver.
Yeah. That happens in these 3 hours.
Yeah, but we'll pass them. So both of the cars that Bell that got DQ'd. Oh, this guy's looking for a move.
Yeah, I ran wide on turn 1 and that drop me back a bit.
Your lap time was 1:47.7.
You're getting a little dicey there in front of me.
Yeah, there's that 99 cars off the pace quite a bit. So you stacked everybody up.
Car left. Clear left. Car left. Blue flag. Clear left.
Come on, P9, find that apex.
Did you hit him, or was that crash
No.
from behind you?
I didn't make contact, must have been behind.
Oh, that was the... I'm gonna go look at this. I think the 25 car that was following you.
Yeah, he's dropped back a good bit now.
Well, he got stuck behind the 99. I think he dumped the 99. Yep.
That's just unnecessary.
5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes left.
5 more minutes. No pressure behind.
You've just done a 1:47.9.
Next time by, we should pick up a spot. From one of the DQ cars.
Oh, shite.
Left side. Blue flag, clear left.
That was hairy.
Yeah, it was. I was gonna say something, but I thought you figured you had it handled, so I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, all good. That's something that happens on the other team that I occasionally
You've
fill
got 10
in
minutes
with.
of fuel remaining.
With the people in that race, or not on that team, whenever anyone's spotting is really bad about just going, oh shit, clusterfuck, hold up, wake up, be careful, watch out, dude, and like just giving feedback like that.
Yeah, one of the guys that we race with, he races with a lot of other teams, and he's a really, really quick driver. I'd actually really love to see him, if he ever got a chance in like a pro seat with something. I'd be curious how he'd stack up with some guys, but he was racing with us, and before he got in the car, he told me, he's like, hey, don't let so-and-so have the radio. Can't stand that dude on the radio. He's like, I want you talking to me. I don't want anyone else talking to me. And it's easy to do.
36. Sectors 1 and 3 are good.
Oh,
Start
absolutely.
yelling shit.
All right, I gotta run. I'm
Car
taking
left.
it.
He's still there. Blue flag, clear left.
He's still there. Still there.
Yeah, I've got
Clear.
this damage and no draft now.
He's looking on the inside. He's backing out. You're good. probably already knew that because there's a half a second delay on the spotter. So if we run 2 more laps, we'll pick up another spot on one of the
2 minutes
cars
left.
that got
2 minutes.
DQ'd, which will pick up that spot regardless because they got DQ'd.
Oh, shite.
Car right.
My my watch
Still
was
there.
going off with my standard morning time alarm, and that kind of
Still
took
there.
me out of the zone there for a minute.
Oh, sorry.
He's still there. Still there. Right side's clear.
I'll go side by side with you, boss. If you didn't want,
Didn't give you any space either.
well, at this point, I'm like, if you really wanted to play it safe and not race with me, you would have dropped back by now.
Oh, he's probably in a hurry because so he's now 8th. The car in front of you is now 8th. 9th place is right behind you.
Oh, okay. In that case,
So
I'll back out of it.
They're on the same lap.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, I'll back out of it then. I was actually going to apologize for racing him in that situation, but
Well, he wasn't. The 9th place wasn't behind you. There was a pit stop
okay.
that put 9th place there, so you got nothing to apologize for.
Yeah, I thought he had a lap or so on the next car for position, so I was like, well, you had your chance to just, lift and not be around me if you didn't want to race. But if you want to race,
Yeah, well, he's got a gap. I mean, they're in.
3 seconds, I think, ish.
Yeah, well, he's in 8th place, and the next car in front of him is 16 seconds in front of him, and the next car, well, behind 9th is almost 30 seconds back. So
The track temperature's
he's
decreasing.
got a
It's
gap.
now 35
He
Celsius.
doesn't need to push it.
Sunrise, everybody.
Oh, shite. I think this might be... I may be on the white flag lap.
I don't think we've gotten the white flag yet. The leader may have just gotten the white flag.
Well, I see time remaining is 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting the white flag now.
Okay, so we got one more. Yep,
35.
35.
One more lap to go. That lap was a 147.7.
Just walk out of there.
Pulse in this lap.
Run up position.
Oh, the overall leader just got disqualified.
Really? What for?
Hold on, I'm looking. Oh, he only had one driver.
Oh, God.
He started right next to us. Yeah, he had another driver registered and never showed up. That sucks.
5 minutes of fuel remaining. 5
And it
minutes.
was a good battle. First, second, and third were 3 seconds apart. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. For him.
Yeah, no teammate, so no win.
Yeah, I think that's him talking on the radio.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he took the overall win, 1.2 seconds ahead of second and 1.8 ahead of third. They were having a good scrap at the end, it looks like.
I'm going to say he got bragging rights then.
Oh, for sure.
Two minutes to go. 2 minutes. B35. Okay, it's over. Well done, mate. Good finish.
Blew the engine on purpose there.
It's all right.
All right. So yeah, my crew chief told me we ended up P35.
But we'll end up 34th with the DQ, and then I don't know if we'll get. So the 19 car that was ahead of us has been in the pits for a long time. And as we crossed the start-finish line, we were on the same lap as them. But I don't know if we'll get credit for that spot or not.
All right. So it just
Probably
updated.
not.
We're P33.
Hey.
So hey, we managed. We pulled a top 35 out of being DFL.
Yeah, which is pretty damn good. I mean, given basically every spot that we picked up was due to attrition, but hey,
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Like,
That was 100 laps even.
Nice. Yeah, I've got to go back here and watch lap 1 just for the sake of reminiscing. I don't know why I would want to do that.
Yeah, there was a lot of cars that got DQ'd.
Yeah, the thing about this start too is that like you left plenty of a gap ahead of you, right? Like, yep.
Yeah,
you left plenty of a
room
gap.
there.
You did not get on the brakes. You just lifted, and then yeah.
But if I go all the way up to the leader, I'm gonna watch this rear chase. Like it started. Of course, the leader was blinking like a motherfucker.
There were a lot of people blinking pretty bad that entire race. Oh goodness. Not bad. Maybe we'll alright, and the results are ready. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, that checkup happened in the top, somewhere in the top 10 is where all that shit happened. But
Somehow I lost almost a tenth of. Oh, I had 4 incident points. That's why. Well, wait, how did I have 4? Oh, I made mistakes during qualifying. That's right. I lost a bit of my. I lost 0.07 safety rating, and I lost 9 I rating.
it's not terrible.
Nah, it's not bad.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
What did I do?
You lost 0.14 safety
yeah, there it
rating,
is.
and you lost 16 I rating.
Not terrible.
Nah. All things considered, nah.
Our fastest laps weren't that far apart. Oh, you were held up most of your session.
I had. I also had a tow for something.
Yeah.
I think when I did click off that fastest lap, that guy was just far enough ahead of me that I wasn't going to catch him, but I was still getting a benefit of the draft.
Yeah. No, that's all right. But all right. Well, I mean, it sucks that if we got taken out there at the beginning, but
Yeah.
what could have been.
Yeah, that's like I said. I guess that's iRacing getting even with us for treating us to such a clean race last week.
I know. But all right. Well, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go start my day.
Same here, man. I'm gonna go get some coffee in me. Have a good weekend, brother.
See you, man.